Hey guys, it's Mike here. Since the recording of this video and this student interview, Osh has actually gone on to make $25,000 per month, and we're in the process of scaling him to $40,000 per month. All started from zero as a bartender, learn the skills, put in the work, and actually just listen to everything I said, literally everything I said. Joined the program a little over a year ago and is smashing it in every single category there possibly is, every single equation he's smashing. So watch the video. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to actually get working with me at the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how. We'll talk soon. Take care. Look at the link below.
How can you not change by going through something like this? Within 30 days, I'd made my monthly salary from this, which is wild. And that's over $15,000 in revenue compared to my bartending job, compared to the jobs I worked in the past. I mean, it's effortless almost.
Hey guys, it's Mike here and my student Osh. Osh, do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Ash. I'm originally from Ireland, currently living in the UK now, and yeah, had the pleasure of meeting Mike and the group a few months ago.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you in this program. Genuinely, I mean that. It's been a complete success for the both of us combined, and you have a very, very bright future. Only about 30 days ago, you made for the first time your 9-to-5 income in the space of 1 week, which was amazing. And you were 30 days into the program at that point. You're now just a little bit over 60 days and you've, blew past the 3K that you initially earned. I'd like to know more about your background and your journey from Ireland to living in London now for the past few years and so on, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I grew up in a pretty small town in Ireland. I mean, nothing really special going on there, but just knew I kind of wanted to really just become financially free. It was quite a long goal of mine, and it was also brought about because I worked a few really hard jobs, scrimping and scraping for money. I used to work as a bartender and had many nights when I used to just work like seriously long shifts and come home at like 1 or 2 a.m. and my managers weren't quite nice. They're pretty tough, and it was minimum wage. It was just a really hard job, and I just remember during that time just knowing that I had to do something to get out of that situation. And that's when I kind of started to look at ways to make money. And I've tried a lot of different businesses over the years. Pretty much all of them have failed. But then, like one day I came across you, Mike, on Twitter, and that's where it all changed.
Absolutely. So yeah, that kind of gets me into my next question. Why did you decide to join my program out of any, and what did you hope to achieve from it?
It's a good question. I came across you on Twitter. I had been following you for about a few weeks, and I guess I just really liked your content. You really kind of like resonated with my story. I resonated with your story. You kind of seem very authentic, and you just seem very genuine, and that stood out to me. Because I was following quite a few people at the time, and I don't know, it's just you see a lot of these people, and they have like crazy stats, and they and a lot of it just feels a bit inauthentic. But yours kind of stood out to me. You were giving real good value, and I could tell that. And I signed up to your newsletter. I was listening, reading your emails, and the value that you were dropping in that, I just couldn't believe it was free. You were giving away some seriously good tips, and that's when I decided, one day to hop on a call with you and see what this coaching is about.
Yeah, I suppose my thesis is I want to help everyone, so I give as much away for free as possible. Within this coaching program, you get much more one-to-one time, and there's group calls and direct feedback to you individually as well, which I think is super important. But yeah, I genuinely do try and help everyone, whether they can join this or not. But how has your experience been so far?
Honestly, it still doesn't feel real. It's over 60 days in, and there's often times where I don't even believe this has all happened. It's crazy how fast things are shifted. It's really shattered a lot of beliefs I had. Kind of came into this coaching program with a lot of beliefs around sales and business and making money. I thought making money was hard. I thought sales was hard. I thought you had to be kind of inauthentic to be successful. All of those beliefs were pretty much crushed within a few weeks. I now believe sales is easy. I now believe making money is easy. When you have the right framework and support in place, and that's what you guys have offered.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think we don't just give a basic overview of everything. We try and go as deep as possible on specific things that you have issues with as well, whether that be systems for scaling, which you're doing right now, or just the absolute basic stuff to what to tweet, day-to-day tweets. We go in depth to it all, and I think that's super, super important for no matter what stage anyone is at, we cater to you. But what made you choose, and I know you briefly touched on it, but what made you choose me and my program over anyone else? Because there's so many great options out there at the moment, and there's a lot of people doing this.
I think it was just a matter of fact of, I knew that you kind of walked your talk, to say the least. I mean, I've been following you. I knew your content was good. I knew you knew what you did. Like, I knew you knew what you were talking about. And, that builds a level of trust. I mean, I kind of knew that you were the guy before I even hopped on the call. I just had a few things, maybe, as we'd say now, a few sales objections to kind of like get over. But I mean, just connected with you, resonated with your story. And I just couldn't see what I could lose from not doing it. It was almost like I felt like if I don't do this, I could miss out on something huge.
Yeah, and I think I try and make it risk-free as well. Because if you don't make the money, which I mean you have, but if you don't make the money within the coaching program, I just refund you. I do not want anyone risking anything.
Yeah, and that was huge. I mean, knowing that there was literally no way I could lose from this.
Yeah, and if you didn't make the money, then I've failed my job, so I don't deserve to have that money. So I don't want anyone to lose, essentially. Let's talk about your results, and they've been good, and I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, as you kind of mentioned at the start, I mean, within 30 days, I'd made my monthly salary from this, which is wild. When I got my first client and deal, I couldn't believe it. Like, it really cemented in that this was possible. And then from there, the next one came in a few days later. And then, a week or two later, the next one came in. And then so far, it's been over 10 clients now so far within just over 60 days. And that's over $15,000 in revenue, which is wild. I mean, that's life-changing stuff. And I mean, part of me still doesn't think it's real. It's just all digits in a bank account. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's just the digits get longer. That's the only difference. But which is amazing. And I think the opportunity on Twitter alone is people don't even understand how big this space is, how much money there is in this space, and you can expand out to many different directions and many different industries and so on. Is there anything you've learned that stands out to you in specific throughout this program? Anything you've even learned about yourself? And have you changed as a person?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not change by going through something like this? It's, I mean, even that alone, even if aside from all the, the money and financial benefits, even just growing in that aspect, like getting over those beliefs that I had about money. Because I used to grow up in a small town in Ireland, and there's a lot of beliefs that they have culturally, don't get too big for your boots. Making money is hard. You need to save. You can't take risks or anything. I mean, this wasn't a risk, but like it kind of shattered all the other beliefs I had around money and success compared to my bartending job, compared to the jobs I worked in the past. I mean, it's effortless almost when you have the framework and the support that you have in this group. It's crazy what you can do.
Yeah, and I too come from a relatively small town in Ireland, and I completely understand the way of thinking here. It's very unusual what we're doing. We're going against the grain big time. I think it's more accepted in the likes of America and even the UK. So we're definitely going against the grain, but we're succeeding with that. Oh, tell me what your future plans are, because I think they could be big.
Well, I mean, I'm hitting very, very close to hitting a milestone, which is clearing out all of my student debt. I mean, I had originally set to clear it by 2025, so I'm now on track to pretty much clearing it in the next couple of months, which is insane. Like, and that's absolutely wild to even consider that. I mean, after that, it's retiring my parents, helping my family, upgrading my life a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the future is bright, man. I mean, having this income makes a lot of things easier. Yeah, and opens doors.
Yeah, and I think if your priorities right there, clear the debt, help the people around you, and then enjoy the luxuries of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good way to be, and there's not many people like that, so I can appreciate that. So what would you tell anyone that's unsure about joining this program?
Well, I'd tell them that they're not alone. I think anyone who's going to make a change like this in their life is going to have some doubts, and that's totally normal. I mean, I even had doubts after I joined. Skepticism is natural when you join something like this, and anyone who's on the fence is, what can you lose by not giving this a try? Like, at least give it a try. I mean, you're not going to lose anything, maybe some time, but what happens if it works? what happens if you invest that money, you join this program, and it does change you and it does get you to where you want to be? You're never going to know if you don't do it and if you don't try. And you've got nothing to lose if you don't do it.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, Osh, and I wish you the best of luck going forward. And I'll be here every step of the way, no matter what. Anyway.
Thank you, Mike. Awesome.
Take care, Osh.
Thank you. Take care.